All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach very well. While not this true from and salutation, that that's the hopeful elect who continue to push his word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. And today, just basically getting on the relationship between the blacks and the so-called blacks and the so-called Hispanics, man. Which really that's the northern and southern tribe. That's Judah and Ephraim, man. And what these devils want to do, they want to continually they want us to be split it up. They want us to have division among each other. They want us to hate each other. Be racist towards their own people. But guess what? We are the same people. Because one thing that grinds my gears, especially amongst these false Israelites, is saying that the northern tribe is not a part of the nation of Israel. Those black-only Israelites would explain this picture right here, man. Right here, Afro-Latinas. Because it don't matter if you this, that, and the third. Because look, Cardi B. She's an N-dub in the spirit. I believe she's just a straight up N-dub. But guess what? Her mother was probably an Ephraimite, man. You know? And again, you can see the flavor coming off these people, and it's just not them faking the funk, and it's just not this, that, and the third. No, it's because they are of this nation of Israel. They're the same people, man. Because a lot of reasons why niggas say that because you've been around nothing but niggas your whole life, man. The most diverse person you know is your cousin Terry, and she light skinned. That's the most diverse these can get. But once you hang around Issachar, man, if you hang around Naphtali, man, you can see that they spirit bear witness with our spirit. Romans the 8th chapter. Let's start off with that, man. They spirit bear witness with our spirit. They go through the same hurt that we go through, man. And just wait, man. It's gonna be a boatload of another tribe gonna come in too, man. Through the spirit. Let's get this real quick in Romans 8, jump it down to verse 16. The spirit itself bears witness with our spirit. So it's not no carnal thing. That's why it says the spirit beareth witness, not the eyes, not the flesh. The spirit, because you can have a conversation with a person, and you feel a person out, you pick his brain, you can tell if that's an Israelite or not, man. Read this again. Wow, you can tell it's an Israelite because it spoke to your spirit, man. And that's why a lot of niggas can't get it, man. Because the spirit don't speak to them, man. The spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And we are the children of the Most High, man. The northern tribe and the southern tribe. Look at this. I never seen this guy, Lamario Miranda. No, he can pass for an Edomite. But guess what? He could be a Jake, man. See some more people on here, man. People I know. See celebrities. Look at all these people, man. Afro-Latina. And really, look, this guy Miguel, I never knew. Yes, this guy Miguel, he is it. My baby, I ain't gonna lie, this woman right here who played on Orange the New Black, she's Afro-Latina, man. I forgot her name, but there's plenty of people out here that's talented, man. And people say, yeah, that's this, that, and the third. They just gringos and things like that. Yes, they might probably live in a strange land, but they're not strangers unto us because our spirit resonates with each other. We go through the same thing that they go through, man. But what these people want, they want us to continually be divided. They want us to hate each other, man. Because if we hate each other, then we're cast down. Let's get this in Matthew 12 and verse 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts. And there's a lot of these black Israelite niggas, man. Yahweh Shai know your thoughts, man. It says, and saith unto him, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And if the Negroes hate the Mexicans and the Mexicans hate the Negroes, then there's no way we can be brought together, man. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, through his word, this time we are being brought together, man. So like it was the scripture say, gather thyself, O nation, not desired. The blacks and the Mexicans, they're not desired amongst this place, man. Because let's say if we go into the store together, let's say if a black man and a Mexican man go to Whole Foods down here in Mount Brook, how much you want to bet people are going to follow him around the stores? People are going to eye him because they know his spirit, they know his culture. But these people, they want us to continue to be divided. They want us to hate each other so they can dominate us, man. Read this again. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And that's one of the reasons why the house of David fell, man. Because we was divided, you know. Let's get a precept to back that up. This the First Kings, and I'm gonna start at verse 21. 1 Kings 16 and 21. It says, then were the people of Israel divided in two parts. Half of the people followed Tibni, son of Gift, to make him king, and the other half followed Omri. Let's get a little bit more because again, they were split up. They didn't. I want him to rule. No, I want him to rule. That's how Israel was. But at the same time, that's how it wasn't supposed to be. That's a good one. But let's get this one right here in 1 Kings 11. Salakia. This is the book of 1 Kings 11, and I'm gonna start at verse. Let me start at verse 29. It says, and it came to pass that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, the prophet Ajai, the Shonite, found him in the way, and he had clad himself a new garment, and there were two, and they two were alone in the field. And Ajai caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces. Now, those 12 pieces actually represents the nation of Israel, which I can pull that up real quick. This what that 12 pieces actually represented, man. Let's see. It's locking my computer going slow. But yeah, this what those 12 tribes actually represent, man. Let's go. I like this one right here. You see? This is what the 12 tribes represent, man. Ephraim, Benjamin, Manasseh, Simeon, Asher, Reuben, Levi, Gad, Naphtali, Zebulun, Judah, and Issachar, man. Which again, these people want us to be so separated. These people want us to hate each other so much, not knowing that we the same people. You know how we go through the same thing. You know how we live together. Because I live in a neighborhood where it's a dominant northern tribe spirit there, man. And I love it. You know, the food good, the people nice. But at the same time, in the eyes of these devils, and what these devils want to push upon you is to hate your brethren, man. And that's nothing but a part of the curses. Let's get this real quick, and I'm going to jump that. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. So that man that is tender among you and very delicate, yes, back in the day, it was true love with the brethren, man. But today it's hatred. It says his eye shall be evil towards his brother. You don't want this guy to get his blessing. You don't want him to be a part of the inheritance of the nation of Israel, man. And he's not another nation. It's not like this Edom. It's niggas that want Edom to get the blessing more than Issachar, you know? You want to bless Edom so much you forgot about your own brother, man. Fuck Edom, man. It's all about the 12 tribes of Israel. But Jake don't see that. Why? Because they got the curses upon you, man. You hate the northern tribe, and in this same northern tribe, they say blacks is not a part of the nation of Israel, man, which is sick. Let's continue on, though. It says, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. And that's how Jake do, man. Jacob pop and he'll leave. And that's what happened a lot of times, man. You know? Because you go into jail, you go into prison. The whites go to whites and the blacks go to blacks. Hey, America is nothing but a big ass prison, man. They try to beat that in your brain. Just hang with your own kind. We hanging with our own kind, man. Yeah, it's probably a language barrier and some things like that. But hey, we're going through the same thing at home, man. Esau fuck you up on. Hey, you know what? You brothers that work construction jobs, who actually work with the Northern tribe, man. You know, they be pissed off at Esau, man. You meet certain other tribe brothers, man, that hate Esau more than you do, man. I remember when I first got into the truth, I was working with this dude, man, and his nickname was Perfecto, and he was a Jake, man. I was a Johnny and shit. We used to sit in the closet and drink beers and just talking. At the same time, he couldn't speak English very well, but this guy could tell jokes, man. He told, and he was an Ephraimite. How I know he was an Ephraimite? This guy had like 9 kids, and I was like, damn, you got 9 kids? He was like, yes, man. He was like me got a good wife. He was like, she can't have no more than 6 kids. She no good. And we joked and relaxed, man. But that's Ephraim, because why? Ephraim is very fruitful, which shows you that they're part of the nation of Israel. It's a big joke out here that's saying Mexicans have a lot of kids. Why? Because they're fruitful, man. That's what Ephraim means. So let's go ahead and go back to that First Kings real quick. Because it says where Ajay caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces, which represents the 12 tribes of Israel, and said unto Jeroboam, take these 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord power, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, the power of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. And what was those 10 tribes, man? Those 10 tribes was what? It was Ephraim, Manasseh, Asher, Simeon, Reuben, Gad, Naphtali, Zebulun, and Issachar. Those 10 tribes that was given unto Jeroboam, man. But let's continue on. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and that one tribe is just not one tribe. That one tribe is Judah, because Judah is characterized as, Judah, because that's the head tribe, but Judah is characterized as the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man, which is the southern tribe, man. The southern kingdom. Let's continue on, though. It says, but he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. Right here, because they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Asherah, the goddess of the Zidonians, and Chemosh, the goddess of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in my eyes, and to keep my statutes and judgment, as David, as did David his father. So basically, the northern tribe, like he says, Ephraim, they're joined unto idols. For lack of better words, that was a part of our falling away first, That was a part of our mishap. That was the part of our kingdom being made desolate. Going back to that Matthew the 12th chapter. A house divided cannot stand. So the house of Israel couldn't stand back in the day because some was worshiping the Lord and most was worshiping different idols, man. So the Lord said he had to rent the kingdom. He had to split them up, and it was a beef. It was the point when Judah was killing Ephraim, and Ephraim was killing Judah. That was back in the day. That's like you got a beef with your brother. You love him to death, but at the same time, you can forgive him what he did a couple years ago, man. That's the spirit that the nation of Israel have, man. But again, the Lord, he's breaking that spirit. He's breaking that wickedness. He's breaking that evil thought of Esau, man. Let's get this real quick, man. This going back to this article. Do blacks and Hispanics get along? Yes. Right, that's the answer. Yes. But not always and not about everything. While blacks and Hispanics have broadly favorable views of each other, Hispanics are less likely to say the two groups get along well. Because, amongst those Hispanics, if their line go back to the Spaniards, guess what? They're gringos, man. They're strangers. They're heathens. But guess what? If your line goes back into the nation of Israel, then guess what? You're an Israelite, man. Continuing on, it says at the same time, African Americans are far more likely to say than Latinos to say blacks are frequently the victims of racial discrimination, and that's big, man. You look at TV shows, you look at comedies. Hey, 9 times out of 10, they make a Mexican. He's lazy. Speedy Gonzalez. He had a cousin that was lazy, man. That's a part of their racial discrimination, man. Back in the day, it was the cartoons, the black cartoons. that love watermelon. That's a part of their racial discrimination. And if you getting pulled over, man, you know, it's plenty of stories when Issachar just got their check that Friday, but they ain't got their papers right, and Esau pulled them over and take their fucking money, man. That's that racial discrimination that these devils try to put against us, man. And what you have to realize, the enemy is not them. The enemy is the Edomites, man. This is why we in this position. This is why brothers hate each other, man. Because this devil put a barrier between us, man. But the Lord have broken down that barrier through what? Through this word, through this truth, man. Through that old path. Let's read a little bit of this article, man, because it's beautiful. It says the country's too, and look, now how bullshit this is. No, Salaki, I'm kind of excited. It says whites. Why you like? If this an article just about blacks and Hispanics, why the fucking white man got to be included into it? You know, again, Salakia, getting kind of excited, but at the same time, why the fuck he there, man? Because he's trying to forward the split. He's trying to forward that division against us, man. But you can't forward nothing. You can't separate nothing that Yahweh now shall have brought back together, man. Because that's what he's doing. It says the country's two largest and most powerful minority groups. Now, they ain't say Moab. They ain't say Ishmael. Nope, they said the two most powerful minority groups. And Esau is now the minority now, man. We way outnumber them. It says also disagree on the issues that strike close to the heart of many blacks and Hispanics. Though the differences are generally modest, notably blacks are more likely to say the situation for African Americans is worse than it was 5 or even 10 years ago. Nearly half of blacks also say immigrants reduce job opportunities for blacks, and fewer than 4 in 10 Mexicans agree. And why? Because a lot of the Mexicans, they get paid under the table. But guess what? They still get fucked out of their check, man. You know? And that's something that Esau pushed forth, man. You know, you took my jerk spirit, man. When really the Amalekites brought Issachar over here to work, man. His name is, he is hired. The names of the 12 tribes of Israel is just not to sound deep, man. Everybody not fucking Judah. You know, it's like everybody's not Judah, man. Because niggas, I'm really hyped up because the guy last week on some yelling Mexicans are not a part of what nigga you're not teaching, man. And again, the most diverse person you ever met was your fucking light-skinned cousin, man. But just going back, it says immigrants, they get more jobs, but again, they get paid under the table and they get paid under a lot, man. But let's go ahead and get a little bit more. It says the current round of Democrat presidential primaries has brought the issue of Hispanics black relations onto center stage, and that's how these devils bring us together. Like there's hope, you know. It was a motherfucker that was Ishmaelite. They were saying, oh, I think Trump saved her, and she ended up getting deported. Never trust our enemy. But also they get a guy like Joe Biden that say, yeah, you're not Mexican if you don't vote for me. You're not black if you don't vote. Go ahead, let's go down a little bit more, man. And again, these statistics, but let's go right here. This one right here. Love thy neighbor. And that's the point when we get back unto you, man. That splitting, that division, that hatred that we had against each other, hey, that's behind us, man. Now we're joining back unto each other. It says, does familiarity breed tolerance or contempt? It depends. Hispanics and blacks living in counties with relatively high concentrations of African Americans are somewhat more likely to say blacks and Latinos get along well. 65% of Mexicans, 72% blacks. And a lot of times why Jake be beefing in the hood be over some simple shit, man. It says then are Hispanics and blacks living in low density black counties 50% and 57%, because wow, a lot of thieving going on, man. If you throw them in the hood, of course it's going to be a lot of bullshit happening, man. Let's continue on the one though. It says suggest prophecies is associated with greater acceptance, but there's no difference in perceptions of relations between blacks and Hispanics, between who lives in counties in relatively higher or lower concentrations of Latinos. In either case, about 2/3 of blacks and 6 to 10 Hispanics think that two groups get along well. Differences on core issues, and basically That's about it on that, man. Because what these devils want to do, they want to continue to breed division amongst us, man. You know, the Negroes don't like the Hispanics. The Hispanics don't like the Negroes, but we the same people, man. And again, if we come together, this devil, he's shedding his bands, man. Let's get some real quick. This is the book of Revelations 11. And I'm going to start at Revelation 11 to verse 10. It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another. Yes, man. While we down and out, yes, these devils, they living it up, man. It says, and send gifts one to another. And what was a part of those gifts? Slaves. Because even when you go back into Christopher Columbus, hey, he the one that kicked off the slave trade, if you want to look at it. Because he brought the natives that was on this side, he actually brought some of them to Europe, man. Pocahontas, Sacagawea, they was brought to Europe, man. That was a gift. As prostitutes, as servants, cupbearers, the natives had to go through that, man. Even though the black Latinos, the blacks, it was more broad and it was more, out there. Because they the face of the company. But at the same time, the northern tribe went through it too. It says, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Now, what's those two prophets? The northern tribe prophets and the southern tribe prophets, man. The blacks and the Latinos and Native Americans, man. Which that's what the Lord is doing. He's bringing us back together so we can torment this devil with this word. Let's get this real quick in Amos 9 and 11. In that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, that split, that hatred that we had amongst one another. Guess what? The Lord, he said, fuck all that. Fuck the beef. Y'all back together. Through the Spirit of the Lord, he bringing the band back together, man. Which is going to be a bad thing for the nation of Edom, man. It says, and I will raise up his ruins and will build it as the days of old. Yes, when David was ruling, and even though David was a Judite, his own, the regime of David is just not Judah, man. The regime was David was the choice and the elect man out of the nation of Israel, man. Continuing on, it says that they may possess the remnant of Edom. Yes. So if we come together as one, we're going to possess the remnant of Edom, the so-called white men, who the one that have been splitting us, man, who have been causing division among us, man. Even though it's our fault, we transgress against the Lord and it's the curses upon us, these devils, they further the affliction, man. Read this again. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doth this. So guess what? The Lord, he's going to bring us back together. Hosea 6 and 1. Come and let us return unto the Lord. Yes, man. Because a lot of times with the northern tribe, again, yeah, they got the Baptist church and shit like that. But the northern tribe, they go crazy with the St. Mary's, 50 Hail Marys and shit like that. Which that don't work. Those are vain things, casting up spells, having eggs and things like that. And Levi is into it too. Levi, you going to Levi into that hoodoo BS too. The northern tribe into it too, but Levi and the northern tribe, they eggs, blood magic and things like that. Guess what? We're going to throw that behind us, and we're going to look towards Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's why I said, come and let us return back unto the Lord. Because some Jake, they might come together under the banner of hoodoo. They might come together under the banner of wickedness, selling dope or something like that. But this right here is the true coming together, man. This right here is the true binding up, man. It says, come and let's return to the Lord, for he hath torn us, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. Yes, man, we was once broken up as a people, broken up as a nation, but now we're in the spirit when the Lord is bringing us back together, man. Let's go ahead and look at Ezekiel. A key precept about the sign, man. Because niggas don't understand the sign, especially niggas that don't come out. Ezekiel 37, and I'm going to start at verse 19. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and of the tribe of Israel, and will put them with him, even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick. Yes, one nation again. Because again, it's our category as the Hispanics and the blacks. Hey, it's not going to be that no more, man. We're going to become one again, and we're going to be the nation of Israel, which is our true name. It says it will put them with him and with the sticks of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And that's Yahweh Shai, man. Because we're going to become one with Yahweh Shai, man. You know, us returning unto Yahweh Shai is the bridge to our salvation. It's the bridge to our relationship with him, man. And the bridge to relationship with our other brethren. Because again, a lot of these Israelites, they hate Issachar because they don't understand. You know? But at the same time, yes, the Lord, he's going to bring us back together, and we're going to be joined one now. We're not going to be divided anymore. So yeah, I can just pray this video was edifying. I say, call Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Makakudah, Shalom, BTA, and the Baba.